months.
As you guys may know or see in this video, you have a sales guy and a creative engineer trying to do marketing. So as you can see right there, for example, we're trying our best. Hey everyone, it's Zach with Bullet Central coming at you from Kufstein, Austria. Here I have Andy Atzl and Andreas, and this is kind of one of the first times we got to meet Andy in person and get him on camera and learn a little bit more about himself and the company. So, Andy, how did you get into guns or triggers and barrels, all that?
Hi together. As I was 4 years old, I made the decision to learn the profession gunsmith. Yeah, it's really true. And as I was 15 years old, I had the chance to get the job to learn gunsmith. I made the school in Vellach. It's an international, very important school for gunsmiths.
Gunsmiths?
Yes, and yes, after that I worked for some years as a gunsmith, and then I founded the company Bix'N Andy in the year 1990.
1990?
Or no, 1991 it was.
So almost 25 years.
Yeah.
Ago.
Yeah. And yeah, since 1991 I started as a stocker. We made only I by myself made only the walnut stocks because I was a one-man show. And as I started, I had no customer, nothing, no work, really no tools, really near nothing.
Yeah.
And yes, some years were very hard, but as I started in 1993 with my first rifle, then it grows and grows and grows and grows.
And Andreas showed me yesterday when we were driving that you started in a basement or lower level.
Yes, it was. It was really in a basement. It was in a, what is the name? Kohlenkeller.
Yeah, and charcoal cellar. Where
Charcoal cellar.
Yeah, really, but it was only for some months, really without tools, only with some knives and some screwdrivers, and that was all. And after that, I had the chance to go in the shop from my father. It was a 30 square meter furnish shop. Yes, with some wood machines. And from this point, I worked some years alone. And I think 1996 it was, I made the master gunsmith. And so since this point, it was legal to make rifles for me. Yeah. Yeah. And with the first rifles we won really with two friends. We won really each hunting shooting competition in Tyrol and Austria. We were really very successful, and yes, so it that
grew the name, Atzl name, in the Gunsmith, and got more customers.
Yeah.
Okay, and then so you started off in like the hunting, target shooting,
target, yes, exactly.
And then kind of transitioned into the bench rest, correct?
Yes, I started also in 1993 to shoot bench rest. The precision was my passion, and I think that it was important to do that because through that it opened my mind for precision, and I think also today it's important to have a precision also in the hunting purposes.
And that's where you met Chris.
Yes,
was in the bench rest.
Yes, it was near 20 years later.
Yeah.
But I met him, I think, 2010 or 2012 on the World Championships in Brass. And I showed him and some other, like Tony Boyer and Mike Redigan and Wayne Campbell.
Yeah.
I showed the trigger. Somebody say, I don't need that trigger. I have a jewel. What for that trigger?
Yeah.
But Chris had interest in it.
Yeah.
And I can remember I offered him to send him the 2 pieces of trigger to try it. And Andy Schifflet and he tried the trigger. And I think he was very impressed about the trigger. And some guys who said, 2012, I don't need the trigger, bought 5 pieces.
Yeah,
Wayne Campbell told me it last year on the championships that he used now 5 Bix'N Andy triggers.
Yeah, Wayne actually just bought 2 more.
Okay.
So he's still using them. And, you know, as I came on at Bullet Central about 3.5 years ago, working with Bix'N Andy, I didn't really know a lot of other things that you guys do. I thought mainly it was triggers, but come to find out, you guys build everything: actions, barrels, stocks, carbon fiber stocks, triggers, muzzle brakes, everything to build a complete rifle, which I will be able to show you in this video. And also, Andreas is very well known for his machining, and he will go through some machines with us later on in the video as well.
Yep.
So, but no, thank you, Andy. I know marketing and the media is not for you, but it's
yes, exactly. It's not mine.
Thank you for hopping on, and yeah, we'll spend some more time.
Thank you, Zach.
Perfect. Alrighty, now that we saw Michael do his thing, we're going to go see where they are assembling the triggers. We're not going to bug the guys, but we're going to see kind of what they're up to. So follow me. So right away, we already have some pre-made triggers in here. Looks like we got our triggers for the MPA boys, the all green one, and we got a lefty TaxSport Pro X. So kind of cool to see those right away. Show you the workshop here. So all of the trigger screws, pieces, all the items that these guys need to really make the triggers from start to complete before they go to Michael is kind of done in here. They have bodies and cover plates for when they do go to production or do go to assembly with the guys. So got some cover plates for the Pro X's, and soon to be, by the time we get this video out, the TaxSport X's as well, which is nice to see. And what else we got in here? Some black TaxSport bodies as well, it looks like. But yeah, so this is the trigger assembly where they are putting together the shoes. It looks like he's assembling the 2 springs that a lot of you gunsmiths or shooters are familiar with, to getting them on the trigger shoe. Here's a professional getting it done. I was talking with Alex, who's the head of trigger assembly, earlier today, and he explained to me that this is all the TaxSport Pro and standard pieces to assemble the trigger. The gray, so the gray boxes are for the pros, and the red are for the standard, and a lot of the pros use some of the standard parts in the trigger. And then the ones up here are what set it apart to give you that next level. So you have the low sears 3.6, high sears 4.0, another even a 3.4 and a 3.2, which we don't usually see back home. From everything you need to assemble a trigger is here for the Taxport Pro X's, Pros, and Standards. So, Alex, how we doing?
Oh, hi. Good.
Alex is the head of trigger assembly, and he explained to me earlier today that this is his brain. And this is how it operates. So in the parts, it's what's needed for each trigger and what triggers overlap on some of the parts and what they're low on or what they're ahead of on. And yeah, this is kind of what you look at each day, huh? Well, awesome. So yeah, I'll take you through some of the more of the items that you'll see in the assembly. Tons and tons of cover plates. Like you had said, Alex had said earlier, they work in batches of 40, correct?
Yeah.
So a bin of 40, they work in batches of that to kind of keep it more organized and batch numbers, so allows the guys to do that. What else we got in here? Is this, let's see. It's cool to show some of the trigger housing for our guys at MPA with their triggers. So this is just the cover plates here, and they go off to anodizing and they come back green. Let us know in the comments below what other colors you may like and want to see, and we'll see if we can make that happen. So, a cool thing is Andreas showed me earlier, this is where they store their carbon for their molds, such as their mag boxes, their magazines, their stock. And you had said it's already pre-impregnated.
Exactly, yeah.
So when it goes in the oven...
Yeah, it just takes like 10 minutes in the oven. And we need to freeze it because otherwise it would cure over time at room temperature. Okay, this is where we store all the blanks for the walnut stocks. We have different qualities of wood, from something more basic to the more exclusive ones.
Oh yeah. And you get these from Turkey, you said?
Exactly, yeah. It's all wood from Turkey. This is how a stock comes from the mill. And Ziggy, the guy you've seen lapping the barrel before, also does the work on our stocks. Here we have carbon fiber hunting stocks. That's how they come right off the mold. So this thing on the edges here will be ground away.
Still got the sharp edges, and then
exactly
they'll remove those later down the process. But one of the cool things about the carbon fiber stocks that they have here is it's not just your standard carbon fiber stock that you see a lot of places. It has, you know, lines and contours, especially on the palm swell and down the fore end of the stock. It's not just your composite carbon fiber stock filled with foam.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually wrapped around the balsa wood core,
which is very dampening.
It's pretty light, also vibration dampening.
Mm-hmm.
Weighs like 150 grams or 60, 70 grams.
Wow. Extremely light. And looks like I've been talking to these guys a little bit about their bench rest stocks. And I think, you know, it may be good that we carry them. So for those guys that are into bench rest, their action also fits the inletting of a DS, which is also fits the inletting of a Nuvo. So you have, you know, the very flat top with the 3-inch forend for the guys that are shooting the bench rest on the bags. Very sleek, very light, very nice. So look more for that if you're interested.
Okay, and this is where all the stocks get finished when they come off the machine. They're, sand it down to like grit 600, oiled, or actually not oiled, it's a UV light hardening paint. We have different types of stocks. We have more of a classic contour, and here, for example, you can see the contour that's more towards target shooting.
A little bit easier to grab and
exactly
more sporty.
Yeah.
So and then after they're kind of sandpapered down and treated with the UV finish, you said that's kind of what the next step it looks like. Correct,
yes.
or no?
What I forgot to mention is that we glue in our carbon fiber bedding block. That's the same material you had in your hands in the freezer. So it's just that the bedding block is very stable and prone against external influences like temperature and humidity. And it just stays the way it is, and the wood can move and do its thing. Yeah.
Awesome. Here's one of the carbon fiber stocks that has been finished on the edges and removed of all the trim.
Yes, it's not painted yet. I can show you a painted one later because it has a really nice
black finish.
Yeah, it's like matte, or I don't know what's the word.
Yeah, matte finish. Yep.
Yeah, on the upper part and a little bit more glossy on the lower part. So it's two different types of finish. Looks very nice.
Awesome. So like we said, we had a surprise for you guys. I'll let Andreas take this over. This is his biggest baby that he has, and honestly, one sexy machine.
We made the decision to go one step further and to really look into automation. And yeah, that's we came across the manufacturer Kern there in Garmisch in Germany, and they're known for making one of the precisest machines you can just buy.
So before we get into all this, what do we got over here? Because this looks like a trophy case almost.
That's the robot. We have pallets there with raw material on little tombstones, and we can make the machine run all night long, even maybe like half of the weekend, depending on how well we have done everything with setting up tools and stuff. So, yeah.
Are you able to open it when it's running?
Yeah, sure. So right here we just make the the bolt stops for our hunting rifle. That's on here.
So these are the bolt stop going on your actions.
Yes, exactly, yeah. Up to now we just have one tombstone that's made for the aluminium manufacturing. It's down here. And you can see the trigger shoes of the two-stage run.
Oh yeah, the two-stage trigger shoes.
Yeah.
Wow. So, and you said you're ordering more.
We don't order them, we make them ourselves.
You make them.
But they are at heat treatment at the moment.
Oh, they're at heat treatment.
We can't heat treat the tombstones because they're just too much volume for our oven.
Alrighty, well, how we kind of...
And what's probably very interesting for you guys out there is that here we are just grinding our tax boards here. So in the past we used to do that by hand lapping, with diamond files. Now we switch to grinding it with diamond wheels on the machine, and it works so exceptionally well that we need to put a little radius on the corner intentionally, because otherwise it would just be too sharp. And here in the machine you can see, so we have 4 figures after the comma, and I could go into the settings and even make it show the 5th one, and yeah, the machine is just so precise.
And for the people that don't know, how hundreds, thousands of a what?
Of a micron, of a millimeter.
Of a millimeter.
Yeah. So the last figure we see here is a 1/10 of a micron.
1/10 of a micron. Yeah. Wow. And you said, you showed me earlier, you can add another digit.
Yes, exactly.
To the number, so you can get even more refined. And explain to me up here, what is this telling us?
This is telling you the state of the coolant circulation, or the coolant circles in the machine. And as you can see here, we're all at like 20 plus
Cs.
minus a 100th or a 10th of Celsius.
So when you open the machine, this
it
will
immediately starts like cooling or heating, depending on what we have here in the room. So yeah.
Alrighty, well, it looks like we got some finished product.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's check it out.
So those are some freshly ground
bottom shears.
Bottom shears, exactly.
And remember, shooters, that is the sear engagement we're talking about when you have to set your sear. It's the bottom sear, or this guy.
I mean, we can produce, you can say this is like at least 3 or 4 conventional machines, because you don't need to change your workpiece in the machine. The spindle just runs all the time. We have almost 200 tools in the machine, I can show you. And if the tool life, or if the runtime of one tool is over, we just switch to the next one.
Wow. And so I'm gonna guess that it looks like some of these tools look the same. So you load them up. Exactly. You load them up with the same tool, and the machine will switch over after the tool life.
This here is one of our classic 4-flute roughing mills, and we have 4 or 5 of the exact same type in the machine.
In the machine.
In the machine, so if that one stalls, the machine just switches to another one, and another one, and another one.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I mean, percentage-wise, this machine has increased production. How much would you say?
A lot.
A lot. Yes, in all honesty, the machine is quite sexy, and
yes, and I mean, everyone knows that automation is the future, but I didn't think that the changes would be that huge.
Yeah.
So it's just awesome.
Finished goods. This is where all the gunsmiths are, and
exactly. This is kind of rifle final assembly. We also do our repair work or barrel exchanges here. Mm-hmm. So we have exchange barrels for blazer, or obviously we have carbon fiber wrapped barrels that we use on our own rifles or others as well.
One of the cooler things that we were talking about that I didn't know much about was your bolt. And show us a little bit about your bolt. And it has 9 lugs, correct?
Yes, that's our bolt itself. That's the bolt head. It has a hex, I don't know, key kind of here. It gets screwed in here, and yeah, it's a 9 lug 60 degree.
60 degree bolt throw?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. We make our actions in 5 different sizes because we believe that you shouldn't put this in, or you shouldn't put very different cartridges in the same action. So we just
5 different actions.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they differ in length and in diameter.
Okay. And the name or the saying you put on your action.
Yes.
What is that?
It's called D zum Jagen, and literally translated it means the one for hunting. And yeah, it has kind of a nice story behind it, but probably I'm going to tell you that another time.
Oh, that's awesome. So this is all the items
Exactly.
for the guys to build a complete rifle, and then you, what I really like about your shop is you have a card, right? And they bring you the card to let you know.
Yeah. Every part has, we have a 2-card kind of Kanban system. If they bring me the yellow card, I know that we should think about producing that special part. And if they bring me the red card, I know that it's time to
make.
Yeah. Always cheating a little bit with nuts. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. To this.
Cheers.